Hello everybody, all you wonderful people, and welcome to another episode of my Java projects. In this episode I'm gonna be creating a game of Pong. So it's gonna look like this. So this will be the final outcome. I am controlling both of the players. And there we go. The blue one got a score and yeah. So basically a basic Pong game created with Java. Let's get started, shall we? Okay, so right now I'm gonna get started. First I'm gonna create a new Java project. I'm gonna call this Pong game. Then click finish. And then inside, let's pretend that wasn't there. I'm gonna create a package. This is gonna be called Pong. And inside of the package, I'm gonna be creating some classes. The first one is gonna be Pong game. This will be the main class, so I will check the public static void main string thing over here. There we go. We can get rid of this line. Then I'm gonna create 5 more classes. So next one is gonna be score. Then we are going to need paddle. Then we need a game panel. After that we need a game frame. And finally we are going to need a ball class. So there we go. We got all the Java classes that we're gonna need. So let's get started. We're gonna get started with the main class, the Pong game .java. And basically we're not gonna do a lot in here, but we're gonna create a game frame. So game frame equals new game frame and brackets and semicolon. So there we go. Now we're creating a new game frame in the main class. Alright, after that we can go to score.java, for example, because that's up next in here. And we have public class score, and we are going to do extends rectangle, and also we're gonna import java.awt, and we're gonna get all of these. Alright, and then I'm gonna create a static int called game width. Then a static int of game height. There we go. Then I'm gonna create int player 1 and int player 2. There we go. Then I'm gonna create a score. So int game width and int game height. There we go. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take the score, and I'm gonna use the dot game width, make it equal to game width, then score dot game height equals game height. There we go. Okay, then I'm gonna create one method. So public void draw. What are we drawing? Well, we are drawing some graphics. Alright, so t.set color. The color will be white. Alright. Alright, then graphics.set font. We are gonna create a new font called Consolas. The font will be plain and the size will be 60. There we go. Then g.drawLine. Then we're gonna get the game width divided by 2, and then we're gonna get 0 and the game width so game width divided by 2, then 0, game width once again divided by 2, and then game height. So there we go. This line is complete. Then we're gonna get the graphics, and this time draw string. So string dot value of player 1 out of 10, or 1 divided by 10, and then we're gonna go to this one. We're gonna say plus string dot value of player 1% and 10, and then we are going to take the game width and divide it by 2 minus 85, and 50 is gonna be the final value. So there we go. That's it for this line. Then another graphics.drawString will take string dot value of player 2 divided by 10 plus string dot value of then player 2 modulus 10, and then we are gonna go to the game height and we're gonna change this to game width divided by 2, and I'm gonna put it inside of some brackets like that, and then I'm gonna make plus 20 and 50 over here, and the player 1 value can be removed. So there we go. That's it for the score.java class. So yeah, we are not gonna need anything else inside of here. Okay, so after this we can go ahead and go to the game frame, and inside of here we are going to create a public class of game frame, and we're gonna extend JFrame. We're gonna use a JFrame to create the game panel or the game frame. We gotta import the JFrame, and there we go. Then game panel, and then game frame will be this, brackets, curly brackets, and let's set the panel to be equal to a new game panel. Then we are going to take this dot add the panel, and this dot set title. We are going to title this Pong game. There we go. Then we're gonna take the this dot set resizable, value, and we're gonna set it to false. Okay, so the window will not be resizable. Then this dot set background. The color will be black. There we go. Then we'll take this dot set default close operation jframe dot exit on close. Okay, this dot pack, this dot set visible will be true, and this dot set location relative to null. Alright, so that's what we need inside of the game frame. We also gotta do a couple of imports, like the color, and yep, the game panel, we're gonna work on that over here, so then this error message will go away. So let's go to the game panel, and this time we are going to be creating a public class game panel. This extends jpanel and implements runnable. There we go. We gotta import jpanel. Alright, then let's get inside of here. So static final int game underscore width will equal 1000, and then static final int game height will equal an integer and game underscore width times 0.5555. There we go. Then static final dimension screen size will equal new dimension, and this will be game width and game height. There we go. Then we gotta import the dimension. There we go. Alright. Then let's create a static final int of ball diameter. Let's set it to be 20. Static final int paddle width. Let's set this to be 25, and static final int paddle height will be 100. So yeah, the paddle is gonna be 25 thick and 100 high or tall. Alright, then let's create a thread of game thread image graphics random paddle 1 paddle 2 ball and score. There we go. Then we gotta import the image graphics and the random. So there we go. Alright, after this let's create the game panel. So we're gonna say new paddles. This is a method that doesn't exist yet, but soon it will. New ball, and then set the score to be equal to a new score, and we are taking the game width and the game height. Alright, then this dot set focusable will be true. Alright, and this dot add key listener, we are going to add a new AL There we go. All right, and then this dot set preferred size, and that's gonna be screen size. There we go. Then game thread equals new thread and this, and game thread dot start. All right, there we go. And then we can exit this method and we're gonna create a new one. So public void new ball. Okay, so we are going to take the random class and make it equal to new random. And then we're gonna take the ball and make it equal to a new ball. And we need the game underscore width divided by 2. Then minus ball underscore diameter divided by 2. And then random dot next int, and then game underscore height minus ball underscore diameter, and then after that we set a comma and we take the ball diameter and ball diameter. Alright, and a semicolon at the end. So yeah, there we go. Then let's go ahead and create a new method called new paddles. So public void new paddles, and paddle 1 is gonna be new paddle. We'll set this one to be 0. Then we take the game height divided by 2 and minus the paddle height divided by 2. Then we take the paddle width and paddle height and 1. Alright, so there's that line. Then we create the second paddle. So paddle 2 equals new paddle. We're gonna take the game width minus paddle underscore width, then a comma, and then we are going to take the game height divided by 2 minus the paddle height divided by 2, and then the paddle width as well as the paddle height and 2. There we go. So now we got the paddles. Okay, after that we're gonna create another method. So public void paint graphics G. Let's set the image to equal create image, and then we will get width as well as get height. There we go. Graphics equals image dot get graphics. Okay. Then we are going to draw the graphics and g.draw image, and we are going to need image 0 0 and this. Okay, and yep, these are gonna be the values that we're gonna need. Okay, and then after this, let's create the draw method. So public void draw, and this is also going to be graphics g. We'll take the paddle1 dot draw, the g, the graphics, paddle2 dot draw g, the graphics, and then ball dot draw the graphics and the score dot draw graphics. There we go. Then let's get the toolkit dot get default toolkit and sync. Alright, so that line helps with the animation. After that we can exit this one, this method. And then let's create a new one. So public void move. This is gonna be the next one. We are going to take the paddle1 dot move, then paddle2 dot move, and ball dot move. Alright, then public void check collision. So basically we're gonna check if the ball is hitting a paddle or going out of bounds, so to say. So let's go ahead and make an if statement. If the ball dot y is less than or equal to 0, we'll say that the ball dot set y direction is gonna be minus the ball dot y velocity. Okay. Then if ball dot y is larger or equal to the game height minus the ball diameter, we are going to say ball dot set y direction minus ball dot y velocity. Okay, these methods need to be created inside of the ball class, but we are good for now. Then we gotta work on the bouncing of the ball from the paddles. So if ball dot intersects paddle 1, we are going to take the ball dot x velocity and make it equal to math dot abs and ball dot x velocity. Okay, then ball dot x velocity will be incremented by 1 in case you want more difficulty. So basically this will speed up the ball. So this is optional. Then we are going to say if ball dot y velocity is larger than 0, we will take the ball dot y velocity and increment that. This is also optional for more difficulty. And else we will take the ball.y velocity and decrement that. There we go. Then let's set the ball dot set x direction, ball dot x velocity, and then ball dot set y direction, ball dot y velocity. Okay. And after that, let's create an if statement once again. So this time we're checking if ball intersects paddle number 2. If it does, we will take the ball, access the x velocity, make it equal to the mat.absolute, and ball.x velocity will be the value. Then ball.x ball.x velocity plus, and if ball.y velocity is larger than 0, let's take the ball and set the y velocity incremented by 1, and else we will do the decrementing. So ball dot y velocity minus to decrement. Alright, then we're gonna take the actually I'm wondering if I am able to use, yeah, that's actually completely possible. So we have this code, then we have this code. So I'm not necessarily going to need the brackets, I mean the curly brackets on the if-else statements. Alright, so ball.y velocity will be decremented, and after that I'm gonna select the ball set x direction minus ball dot x velocity, and then ball dot set y direction, ball dot y velocity. Okay, there we go. Then we have to stop the paddle at the window edges. So let's check if paddle 1 and the y coordinates are smaller or equal to 0. Then we will say paddle 1.y equals 0. Otherwise, if paddle 1.y is larger or equal to the game height minus the paddle height, then in that case we'll set the paddle 1.y coordinates to equal the game height minus paddle height. There we go. Then if the paddle 2 and the y coordinates are smaller or equal to 0, we will take the paddle 2, the y coordinates, and make it equal to 0. And then if paddle2.y is larger than the game height minus the paddle height, in that case we are going to take the paddle to the y coordinates and set that to equal the game height minus the paddle height. So there we go. Alright. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. So I'm gonna create a couple of spaces, then we will give the player 1 a point and create new paddles and balls. So if ball.x, if the x value goes below 0, we are going to give or access the score and the player 2 and increment that by 1. Then we're gonna create new paddles, a new ball, and then system out print line. We're gonna say player 2 colon plus score dot player 2. Alright. Then if ball goes on the x-axis, if that's larger or equal to the game width minus the ball's diameter, we're gonna give a score to player number 1. There we go. And create new paddles and a new ball and system out print line. We're gonna say player 1 plus score dot player 1. There we go. Alright. Then we can go ahead and create a public void run. So another method. This is gonna be the game loop. So long last time equals system dot nano time. There we go. Then double amount of ticks equals 60, basically 60 FPS. Then double ns equals 1 billion divided by the amount of ticks. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yes. And then double delta equals 0. And then while all of this is true, while true, we are going to say long now equals system dot nano time delta plus equals now minus last time divided by ns. Okay, last time equals now, and if delta is larger or equal to 1, we will move check collision repaint, and decrement delta by 1. Okay, then we can move down these brackets, and then we are going to create one more public class al extends key adapter, and inside we're gonna say public void key pressed, and then we are going to take the key event e and paddle1 dot key pressed e and paddle2 dot key pressed e. Alright, and then public void key released key event e and paddle1 dot key released and paddle2 dot key released. Alright, then we gotta import the key adapter and key event. Alright, so there we go, we are done on creating the game panel. Next, we gotta go ahead and create so the Pong game, score and game panel have been created, so let's create the paddle up next. So I'm gonna say public class paddle extends rectangle, and then I'm gonna make an integer of id, y velocity, speed equals 10, and paddle int x, int y, int paddle width, and int paddle height, and int id. Then I'm gonna use the super constructor x, y, paddle width and paddle height, and this dot id equals id. Alright, then public void key pressed key event e, we'll set this to be a switch id. Then case 1, if the e.get key code is equal to key event dot vk underscore w, we are going to set the y direction and the speed of that to be negative, and then we are going to use the move method. Then if e.get key code is equal to key event dot vk underscore s, we are gonna set the y direction to be a positive speed and move. There we go. And then we will break. Alright. Then we will get the case 2. So if e.get key code, if this is equal to key event dot vk up, I'm gonna set the y direction to be a negative speed and move, and then if e.get key code is equal to the key event dot vk down. I'm going to set the y direction to 0. Actually, no. Speed. There we go. So, yep. That's it for that. And then I'm gonna use the move method. And after that, I'm gonna break. Alright, there we go. Then public void key released key event e. Let's create another switch. We will examine the ID, and the case 1 is going to be, I'm gonna create some lines. So case 1 is going to be if e.get key code is equal to key event dot vk and w, then we will set y direction to be 0 and use the move method. And if e.get key code is equal to key event dot vk underscore s, we will set the y direction to 0 and use the move method once again, and then we will break. Alright, then let's create a case 2. So if e.get key code is equal to key event dot vk underscore up, we will set the y direction to be 0 and we will use the move method. Then if e.get key code is equal to key event dot vk underscore down, we're going to set the y direction to be 0 and use the move method, and finally break out of the switch. Okay, after that I'm gonna create a couple of these, and then public void set y direction int y direction, and we will say y velocity equals y direction. Okay, and after that I'm gonna need a bracket, and then public void move is going to be y equals y plus y velocity. Alright, then public void draw graphics g, if id is 1, we'll set the g.set color to be color.blue, and we gotta import the color. There we go. And then we are going to have an else clause and g.set color, and this is gonna be color.red. Okay, and g.fill rectangle x, y, width and height. There we go. Alright, and then we can close out of this. So there we go. Yep. Then we gotta go ahead and create the ball class. So that is gonna be the last one. So public class ball extends rectangle, then random int x velocity and int y velocity and int initial speed equals 4. Then ball int x, int y, int width and integer height. There we go, and then we will use the super word to use a constructor. So random equals new random, and then int random x direction equals random.next int 2, and if random x direction is equal to 0, we will set the random x direction to be decremented and set x direction random x direction times initial speed. There we go. Int random y direction equals random.next int. There we go. And then we're going to check if the random y direction is 0. If it is, we will decrement this by 1 and set x direction to be random y direction times the initial speed. There we go. Then let's create a public void set x direction. We'll have an integer and random x direction, and we will set the x velocity to equal random x direction. Then public void set y direction. We have an integer and a random x direction. We will set the y velocity equal to random y direction. Okay, then public void move x plus equals x velocity and y plus equals y velocity. Okay, and public void draw graphics g, and g.set color will be color.white, and g.fill oval will be x, y, height and width. There we go. Okay, and that's pretty much it for this. I'm just wondering if we have all the variables. Okay, we gotta import the rectangle. int random y direction equals random dot next int. What's going on here? Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and check the others. So we gotta import the rectangle. Okay. There we go, no more issues on that one. Then, here we go, we have an issue on the score. That should be uppercase. Import score, Pong. Well, that didn't really help anything. Let's say that score equals new score. Score cannot be resolved to a type. Okay, well, at least we have everything correct in here. All right. Okay, so I wasn't exactly sure what was wrong, but I did all the package imports and stuff like that, and right now it seems to be giving me no errors. So this should work now. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, there we go. We got a Pong game. Alright, wonderful. So yeah, you can see that the speed of the ball is increasing all the time. We did it at one part of the code. I'm controlling both of these paddles. Okay, the blue one got the first. Then let's try again. Okay, speed is increasing. Alright, there we go. Okay, 1-1. Let's go ahead and try to move the... Okay, well, that was a failure. Anyways, here we go. We got the Pong game created in Java. So yeah, not too hard, not too easy. I'm gonna definitely start practicing Java more right now. So yeah. Oh, look at this. Oh, okay. I'm losing as the red paddle, by the way. In case you didn't know, I can control both of these paddles. But yeah, this is a pretty cool game. So yeah, we only need a total of 6 different Java classes and about 250 lines of code or something like that. So yeah, that's how to create a Pong game in Java. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope that I'm going to see you in the next episode. And yeah, bye bye everyone, and have yourselves a wonderful day. Happy learning everyone, and see you guys later. Bye bye.